and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where yes, Barca have recorded another victory, this time over Espanyol by 3-1, and indeed, the first half, it was sensational. 2 goals from Dani Olmo, 1 from Raphinha, but you've got to say, in the second half, everything turned around. It was a real contrast to what we saw, the brilliance that we saw in the first, and we have to talk about that here today. A lot of the review is going to be very, very positive, but there are a few warning signs in there, and we have to talk about why the performance changed so drastically. Hansi Flick, he was furious, guys. So all of that is coming up, but can I just say that really it speaks volumes on how far we've come, that when we don't win by 4, it kind of feels like a bad result. That's where we are right now. That's how good we have been and how well we are playing. So don't worry. There are still plenty of reasons to smile. Barca are still electric. But let's do this, because I would like to begin here today, guys, with a very special thank you indeed to the super thanks donations that have been coming in on the channel. I really, really appreciate that support. It helps a lot, so thank you indeed to you guys. And indeed, even before the game started, we had a whole host of awards handed out, didn't we, inside the Olympic Stadium tonight. We had Bonmati with her Ballon d'Or award. That's absolutely amazing to see. Yamal with his Copa trophy, and Robert Lewandowski winning La Liga's Player of the Month award. You name it, we won it. We have been cleaning up on the awards recently, and what followed then was a minute's silence for the really saddening scenes that we've seen in the Valencia region right now. So sad to see what's happening there, and Barca have announced that they'll be auctioning off shirts to raise as much money as possible for everybody affected right now. So that is nice to see from the club. But in terms of the starting lineup there, it was interesting to see a few of the changes that Hansi Flick made, because at right back, there was no Jules Koundé. That was a big exclusion there from the lineup. He's been so reliable. He, of course, got some rest out there today, but Hector Fort coming in at right back. And then in midfield, there wasn't any Frenkie de Jong. We were kind of thinking he might play, but he didn't from the start. Pedri and Casado were in there, but returning to the starting lineup, it was Dani Olmo. And what an inclusion that was. What an impact he was able to make, especially in that first half. And by the way, before this game even started there, just before kickoff, Hansi Flick said, we need Olmo in this game. He said he's an excellent player, he plays so well between the lines, and he can score goals. That is exactly what we need out there today. And boy, did Dani Olmo deliver on those words from Flick immediately in this game, picking up the ball in all the right places there, making incredible runs, linking up with Yamal, with Lewandowski, with Raphinha. It was electric, and very early on, he was denied there just in front of goal, header over the bar, good ball in from Hector Fort, Yamal, Lewandowski all involved in the build-up, and then we saw a situation like this. And remember this, by the way, guys, because Olmo here, he could take on the pass to Yamal. This did happen a few times in the game. He chose not to do that there. Yamal a little bit frustrated. Olmo went for goal. It was saved on this occasion, but it did not take him long to open the scoring. And first, though, we have to say, what a pass! What a ball this is from Yamal, because again, it's his trademark. We've got to say that now. The outside of the foot assist there, just whipping that infield, that's what he does. This is absolute genius again that we're seeing from Lamine Yamal. The skill is simply off the charts. And I've got to say as well, it's a really good finish from Dani Olmo. He arrives into the penalty area. He times his run well there. He evades Espanyol's offside trap. He gets in on goal, and it's a great finish there into the roof of the net, taking it on the rise. And he's so good at arriving in these areas. He knows exactly when to make his run. It's such a good ball from Lamine. It's such a good finish from Olmo, and Barca had the lead nice and early in the game, just to calm everybody down and get everybody playing, because honestly, some of the football in that first half, it was absolutely sensational. Because what about this then? Marc Casado again in midfield. We saw him do it in the Clásico. He's always looking forward. He's always looking there for little openings that he can just play passes in behind. He does it so well here, lifts it into Raphinha. It's a great assist from Casado, and Raphinha with a really clever, smart finish as well. He gets there just before the goalkeeper comes out there in the nick of time time, and he also puts his body on the line. It's a really brave finish as well from Raphinha, who has scored yet again. What a season that Raphinha is having. But I just want to say, guys, looking at some of these moves here, some of the patterns of play that we're seeing right now at Barca, especially in the first half, look at the assists that we're seeing. We are actually celebrating passes maybe more than we ever have. Some of these moments of magic that we're seeing in the build-up to goals, not even the goals themselves, not even the finishes, but just the assists, they are unbelievable. We are seeing such quality in Yamal. Casado today, absolutely sublime. But then immediately after that second goal, well, Espanyol thought they got one goal back, and we really did see them celebrate. Joffre he was kissing the Espanyol badge. I mean, come on, why would you do that? And also, by the way, we've seen these kinds of celebrations before, haven't we? Very recently. It doesn't end well for you, because then, of course, VAR are going to check it, and rather inevitably, Espanyol's goal wiped out, and that wouldn't be the last offside goal that they had on the day. You've got to know better right now with Barca. We do not allow goals easy. And then just to put the icing on the cake, and it really was, what a first half performance from Barca. Dani Olmo was at it again, the ball there breaking to him on the edge of the box, and again, it's a similar situation that he found himself in earlier in that first half. He could take on the pass, but he backs himself again, takes on the shot at goal, just cuts across the ball, and before you know it, smack, it's in the back of the net, and he is so good in front of goal. He's come into this club, he is scoring goals for fun, he is contributing constantly in the final third, and again, guys, when he goes off, as we're going to talk about in a minute, in that second half, you notice he's not there. You will notice a massive, massive hole where that Olmo influence was. It was a great second goal from him, and that really put us out of sight in the game. We were 3-0 up. We were absolutely cruising, but that didn't stop. And this is something that I really, really draw attention to. At 3-0, look at how Marc Casado ended that half there. He got absolutely smacked in his gentleman's area, the kind of area that Manscaped help you out in. You know what I'm talking about, guys. There, it's not good, it's painful, but then he gets up, even despite that, even despite being 3-0 up, he's charging around the field, and then he gets the ball smacked in his stomach, takes all the wind out of him, and again he's up on his feet, charging round to end the half. There is nothing that can stop him, and he will not stop for the team. He will not stop running, no matter what the score is, no matter what the game situation is, and again, that's what we lacked in the second half, and he's made himself undroppable, in my opinion. Marc Casado. That is why when we were going through the midfield combinations recently on the channel, who should start here, who should start there, Casado has to be there now. He has made it so he is integral to this entire system. Not only going forward, we've seen him play some brilliant assists like we said, but he is a workhorse in midfield. He does not let his standards drop, and he doesn't let the standards around him drop either. He's running, you've got to follow him, just like Raphinha there in that attacking role. So Casado, he was a massive miss for us in the second half, because indeed, on 55 minutes, just into the second half there, Hansi said, right, we're going to rest Marc Casado, we're going to take on this chance here, especially since he got a few hard blows in this game. Dani Olmo comes off as well, and coming on, Frenkie de Jong and Fermin Lopez. Now, obviously, no disrespect to either of those two. They've both shown their quality in recent weeks. We know they're very, very good players. But as soon as those changes were made, the game completely changed. And those are just the facts here today. We all saw it very, very clearly that once those two players went off, Olmo and indeed Casado, we were never, ever the same. The pace, it dropped to the floor. Like, genuinely, guys, in that second half there, you look at our pressing, non-existent. You look at the speed of our play, the speed of our passing, the intensity about our football, it all vanished. In two changes, everything there changed. And I think the team as a whole, maybe it relaxed. Hansi Flick, he was fuming. He actually had to sit down in that second half because he was so angry. He was turning around there to his coaching staff, wanting some explanations, wanting to pass on some instructions. He could not believe what he was seeing. And I actually think this is a good thing. I think we need to see, okay, who are the most important players in this team? Who really makes us tick? And today, we've seen the valuable guys. We have seen who we need in this team without fail, and who else needs to step it up, in my opinion, because like I say, the intensity wasn't there, the pressing wasn't there, and as a result in that second half, we saw the high line under much, much more pressure. Now, people again will say, well, it's the high line, that's the problem, that's the issue. The high line is fine. The issue is when you stop pressing, when you give your opponents more time, when you relax in a game. If you relax with the high line, you are done. You are absolutely done. You cannot do that. That is why Flick will be saying, look, this is unacceptable. You cannot ever switch off. You've got to do it for the full 90 minutes. And the players that came on simply were not able to adjust to that pace of the game and inspire us to be intense. But can I just say, and can I just draw special attention here to another sub that we made? Because yeah, in the end, Jules Koundé came on, really helped our defence. He is an absolutely incredible footballer and another player that we really, really need. But not actually that one. We know what he can do. But can I just say, when Gavi came on, we got intensity back. When he came on, when he was able there to come on and affect the game, we had that pace back within us, and that's really, really important there, because obviously today he only came on for 5 minutes plus added time. It wasn't a long time that he was able to be on the field, but he brought that intensity with him, and I think we're going to have to see him earlier in games, of course. As time goes on, we're going to introduce him earlier and earlier and earlier, and of course from the start as well, because he can bring the intensity, and he is exactly what we need here in a Hansi Flick team, and everybody else has to replicate that too. We have players in this team who are exceptional, who are players that are undroppable now, but we need everybody to bring the energy at all times. And I was even happy with Ansu as well. When he eventually got on, there was a bit of confusion on the bench when he was going to come on, if he was going to. Eventually he did, and even he came on, started running around, started making runs, livened things up, very nearly got in and scored at the end. This is what we need. We need every single player to buy in to what we're doing out there. Not just the players that are starting, players that come on have to come on, match the intensity, match the pace, and for the full 90 minutes, and whether we're 3-0 up or 1-0 up, everything is the same. We cannot switch off, we cannot be overconfident, we cannot be complacent. Today, we got out of jail. Espanyol were not able to work their way too far back into the game. 3-1 at the end of the day. Still a good result. Still a good win. We're going to take that absolutely. But I'm sure that Flick will not be happy with that second half. I am sure that Flick here will be hammering home, you've got to keep the intensity high. You've got to keep the pressure on. He will demand that for every single minute. And I'm sure that we will see it from this team, guys. Because make no mistake, this is a phenomenal Barcelona team. That first half, it was amazing. It was spectacular. Some of the football, it was extraordinary. That's what we can do. We are rolling on here with the wins. We keep picking up points. So like I say, the fact that we're even here talking and maybe complaining a bit about a 3-1 win, that shows where we are. That shows the standards that this team is setting. It is immense. And we want to keep that going, guys. So let me know in the comments down below, what did you think, first of all, of the first half? What did you think of some of those moments there, the goals, the spectacular attacking play? And then what did you make of that change in the second half? And why, in your opinion, did it happen? And what could be done to prevent that happening in future? I will be looking for all of your comments, and we will be discussing much, much more about this soon. Thank you indeed, guys, for tuning in, for enjoying the game with me, and we can all leave still with a big smile on our face. I will catch all of you soon, but until next time, as always, Vejska, El Barça.